Welcome to LSC. It's Sports Time. I'm your host, Bob Hitnz. Today I have with me Kenny Stokes, who is a former tennis player at Phoebus High School, among other things that we'll get into. Welcome. Glad to have you here.
Hey, thank you, Bob.
We're talking about growing up in the Hampton system, and you started playing sports when you were a young kid.
Yes.
And you played a lot of things.
Yes.
Talk about that.
I played football, basketball, baseball, tennis. You run the list, track. I pretty much played them all.
And this was something that, because your buddies were doing it and everybody was doing it, that this is something you enjoyed doing?
I think it was more one of those, the era that we grew up, we just were outside and did any and everything, from climbing the trees to making up games to the sports that we saw professionals playing.
Right. So it's not like where you got the iPhone and all this other
not
stuff.
even close. You didn't want to sit in the house more than 5-10 minutes. I felt like you was on punishment.
Right. Now, when you were in middle school, you had a situation where you were actually asked to come up and play on the JV team at Kickingham by Coach Killen
Phoebus,
at that time. Not at Kickingham, but at Phoebus.
Yes. What actually happened was I was told by Coach Gentry, who was the JV coach at that time, they had JV tryouts at Spratly, that Coach Killen wanted me to come try out for a varsity because I could play basketball exceptionally well. And I went out there and tried to blend in with the older guys, but I think a lot of them felt threatened by my height, my skill level at that age, and nobody wants to get showed up by somebody coming from a junior high school and taking a varsity spot. So,
right.
Yeah, that was my situation with that.
But it just didn't pan out, but that happens.
Yes.
But then you and a friend of yours just started playing tennis.
Yes. A partner of mine's named Jason Martin, actually. As kids, we had Jones Magnet School now. We would have tennis courts over there, and we decided one day we got these little raggedy tennis rackets and went out there and started hitting around. And he was into tennis, so every day we just started playing a little harder.
But being an athlete, you evidently picked it up pretty good because you ended up on the Phoebus team. You and him, number one, number two.
I think it was the competitiveness. We didn't want to be like the people that are out there just looked like they were playing ping pong on the tennis court. We out there hitting hard like Lindell and McEnroe, and we talking mess, and we turned it to a real physical game.
Right, and explain how that went. That was your first competition at the high school level, so you play in all these other schools. How did you come about with that?
We actually were at Spratly again, and we got word from the tennis coaches, who was Mr. Watson at the time at Phoebus, to come up and try out for the Phoebus team. And we had just finished playing the Spratly tournament, and that year I had won it. We went out there and just started blasting the ball away. Next thing you know, we're on the varsity team.
Wow.
Yes.
That's great. Then you graduated.
Yes.
And you did a different thing.
Actually, when I graduated, some coaches at HU had seen me playing, and some of the players, I would go out there playing at the different parks and playing in the school
And we're
gym.
talking about not tennis now.
Nah, this is not tennis. This is actually basketball. That's my real love, so to speak. We got out there, they seen me flying up and down the court, jumping out the gym, shooting the jumper, dribbling, and were impressed and decided they wanted to get me into school.
Okay, so you went to HU for a while, but then ended up going way west into the Big Sky State.
Yes, I did. I went to Montana State Northern and played out there with a partner of mine, Kevin Owens, and we did very well. We won championships. We went to the national tournament. Could have won that, but I got hurt in the national tournament, like the round of 16. And the team that beat us because I got hurt won the whole thing. That's a sad feeling.
Oh, that's so bad. But then you came back and also played at CNU.
Yes, I did.
For a while, and ended up with the degrees in
business. Yeah, I went to study business at CNU. I had a great career at CNU. They had me playing the 5. I can adapt to anything. To me, I'm a 1 through 5, but they had me playing the 5.
So you played with Coach Woolham up
Yes,
there.
I did, with Coach C.J. Woolham.
Who was else on your team? You remember some of your teammates?
Yeah. Brandon Jones, Antoine Sinclair. He played at Hampton High. We had a good squad, great squad.
Did any of these guys think, well, you know, here this guy didn't play at all in high school, goes to, now he's playing in college. I mean, to me, that's great because you didn't say, oh man, I'm just evidently not going to be good enough to play. You didn't take that road at all.
My problem was absolutely the opposite. I knew I was extremely good, and that probably was my downfall. That was the reason why I felt like they needed me more than I needed them, so I didn't care if I was on the court because I could go anywhere and play against anybody and dominate.
Right.
So I kind of wish I would have had someone to do like I'm doing with my sports camp to grab me and say, look, your talent level is extremely high. We need to get you somewhere where somebody can see you and just get you some time and some training, make you an excellent athlete.
And we're going to talk about this K Stokes Academy.
Yes.
Because this is what we're talking about, that you're using this to help through the Hampton Recreation Department.
Yes.
To help youngsters that you wish would have been able to help you when you were that age.
Absolutely.
Talk about this.
Well, my sports academy is a lot different from other sports training facilities or organizations because I've been through what a lot of kids are going to go through. And those are the kids I really target. Kids that maybe are at risk or have problems with being social or with authority. I'm able to relate to them because I've been down that path. And when I tell them my story, it makes it so that their eyes open. And that's really what I'm trying to do.
So you do a lot of counseling and that sort of thing with them?
Yes. I try to do everything from being a counselor to being sometimes even a father figure to a lot of the kids.
Who else works with you in this camp? You got other people to help you?
At times I have volunteers, but it's normally just me because the more technical parts, I don't leave to someone else to teach the kid. I want them to know directly from me. I break it down so simple that it makes it like they actually get it instantly.
Right.
And then it's just building their confidence so that they can do what I'm teaching them at game speed.
Okay.
And that's the biggest thing.
Mentoring them is probably one of the biggest things that you do, right?
Absolutely.
What age are we talking about?
Normally I go from 8 to 18, depending on the aptitude of the 8-year-old. If they've not really ready for this, I would tell their parents, don't waste your money right now. Give them some time to, develop or mature a little bit, and then bring them back.
Okay.
So,
how do you get the word out?
A lot of it's been word of mouth, and then Parks and Rec allows me to put my flyers in the different community centers.
Right. Well, listen, I appreciate you coming in and talking, and to get a little knowledge about the Academy, K Stokes Academy, and through the Hampton Recreation Department. We want to plug that because this is something that I think is important.
Absolutely.
That you need to get kids who are at risk and be able to help them.
Thank you. It is.
Good enough. I want to thank you for tuning in to LSC and Sports Time. I want to thank my special guest, Kenny Stokes. I'm your host, Bob Hitnz. Until next time.